Good afternoon, everyone, and we thank you for joining us here in the CX store in the Launchpad building. We have a very special afternoon for you as we are about to announce the hosting of a tremendous pool tournament here in the Philippines. I'm Carlo Pamentuan, your host for this media roundtable. We thank you, dear members of the media, for joining us this afternoon. And we have a special news for you. A brand new invitational tournament featuring Europe's finest pool players versus top U artists from Asia. But before we go any further, we would like to acknowledge first the presence of our key individuals who made sure that this event would be possible. Namely, the World 9-Ball Tour, Matchroom Multisport, Sky Sports, Puyat Sports Incorporated, and the official broadcaster of the event in the Philippines, Signal TV. With all that in place, let's meet our guest of honor for today's historic occasion. First up, Matchroom Multisport CEO, please give a warm Philippine welcome to Miss Emily Fraser. We also have the founder and owner of Puyat Sports, Mr. Aristeo Puch Puyat. All right, next we have the AVP for Sports of Business Development for Signal TV, Mr. Miguel Vea. Thank you for joining us, Sir Miguel. At this stage, to our friends from the media, please get your phones out because we'll be breaking news for you. We will allow you to introduce our captains for the upcoming tournament. Let us first introduce our team captain from Europe. Please welcome Mr. Carl Boyce. Again, we are breaking this news. It has not been announced yet, so you will be the first one to be able to share the news with your respective followers. Of course, introducing next, well, a man who really needs no introduction, the namesake of this international tournament and the team captain for Team Asia, the GOAT of this sport, Mr. Efren Bata Reyes. And for us to better understand what the competition will be all about, please watch this. Ladies and gents, it's time for the Reyes Cup. You know, growing up, I came from the same city as Mr. Efren Reyes. I'm from Angeles, so I looked up to him. I tried my best to become good at pool. It never happened for me, but it's my honor and pleasure to be hosting this event for you, and standing alongside Efren is really a tremendous opportunity for me. So let's talk about the Efren Reyes Cup, right? Simply put, this tournament is inspired by the Filipino pool icon Efren Bata Reyes, who's widely regarded as the GOAT of this sport. Patterned after the Moscone Cup, where Asia's finest players take on Team Europe in this inaugural year. And currently, we have few players already announced for the two respective teams. For Efren Reyes' Team Asia, we have the Singaporean pool sensation Aloysius Yap, Filipino world champion Johan Chua, and decorated Taiwanese champ Ko Pin Yi. On the other side, for Europe, we have the likes of former Moscone Cup MVP Joshua Filler of Germany, Albanian star Eklen Katsi, and European champion Mickey Cross of Denmark. And with that stacked lineup, it is a must for any sports fan to follow the Reyes Cup every step of the way. And rightfully so, the inaugural staging of the Reyes Cup will be taking place in Manila from October 15 to October 18 this year. And this event will be played at the Ninoy Aquino Stadium with Signal TV as the official broadcaster of the event in the Philippines, and it will also offer a multi-platform coverage to One Sports, One Sports Plus, and you may also download and log on to Pilipinas Live to see all the matchups as they unfold. Now, we will turn over the floor to our friends from the media to ask your questions all about the Reyes Cup. Again, we're hosting it October 15 to 18 this coming October. First, let me ask the CEO of Matchroom, just how did this event come about? Because as Filipino pool fans, we were always jealous about the Mosconi Cup, right? We see how exciting the event is, having European pool players going up against Team USA, the loud venues, the passion and the support of all those supporters from Europe and Team USA. Why was this the right time to hold the Reyes Cup here in the Philippines?
Well, firstly, I just wanted to say kamusta to everyone, and thank you for obviously welcoming us to Manila here. It's beautiful here in this city, and I love it already. Look, we wouldn't be sitting here today ready to go ahead with the Reyes Cup in 4 weeks' time without Sir Putch and obviously Sir Efren, who believed in our dream of the Reyes Cup, and to be able to host this incredible event under the GOAT of the sport of 9-ball, and Sir Putch obviously believing in us at Puyat Sports, to now have that support from Signal TV as a host broadcaster as well as Sky Sports. This is going to be just phenomenal. Even, Carlo, you just speaking about it now gets me excited about it, and I'm already excited. So, look, the Mosconi Cup has been running for 30 years now. It's an incredible, successful event. We now reach to sell out arenas of 2,500 to now 3,000 this year. Imagine where we will be in 4 weeks' time with the Reyes Cup at the Ninoy Aquino National Stadium. Stepped into the arena yesterday, and I could see the seating banks and just thinking this full up is going to be incredible. That's the aim, that's the goal. But obviously we had an incredible successful tournament in the Hanoi Open last October. Efren came to the event. He saw the big trophy. You remember the Hanoi Open trophy? And I said to him, I'm not sure if you remember, but I said, wait until the Reyes Cup trophy. Imagine what that's going to look like. And Efren sort of smiled and thought, really? And to see the crowd and the demand for 9-ball pool in just Vietnam, to then come over to the Philippines where there is so much talent in 9-ball pool players, so much incredible talent. One of the Filipino players, AJ Manis, actually won our junior event last October. Now it's about setting history and setting up a tournament as under the iconic Efren Reyes, because there's a rivalry now between Europe and USA. There is a huge rivalry. Cole knows it. He experienced it as a 6-time Mosconi Cup winner. Let's start that off with Asia. Let's get Asia involved. And everyone's been saying it for years. What about like a Reyes Cup? What's going to happen with the Reyes Cup? And finally, with the people sat here at this table today, we have made that happen. And it's going to happen in 4 weeks' time. I'm super excited, and I can't thank the people here enough for, taking this dream into reality along with us.
Thank you so much for that. I heard Mr. Reyes had his own fair share of fans in Hanoi.
He was absolutely overwhelmed. We set up an exhibition game, and floods just came in, and we were at one side of the arena, and everyone was all there. It was wonderful. I mean, look, I'm a promoter at the end of the day. I'm not a 9-ball pool player, but I sat there, and I couldn't take my eyes off of just that match. It was incredible to watch Efren just play like that. He was having fun, enjoying himself, but so many people respect this man here and want to become the next Efren Reyes. So setting up a tournament like the Reyes Cup gives so much opportunity and so much hope to the players in Asia to qualify for a tournament like this, where it is guaranteed prize money to just get onto the team. You've announced those 3 names already so far. You've got 3 different countries represented. You've got Philippines, Singapore, and Chinese Taipei already just represented. So to look at that team Asia, I don't know how the wild cards are going to be selected, because there are so many different players that can be picked for this event. It's going to be phenomenal, and I can't believe I'm saying this. It might beat the Mosconi Cup.
There might be more people watching a Reyes Cup And it is a big venue, the Ninoy Aquino Stadium, that will be ready in 4 weeks' time now.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, being a former player and obviously working with Matchroom Sport now, you know, I've been lucky to fly all over the world, and I've been to the Philippines many times. And, you know, my sort of 9-ball journey, my career started in the Philippines in 2007, many moons ago, when it was Matchroom's sort of last World Pool Championships up until recently. So I know what the Filipinos bring. I know they love their 9-ball and they're so passionate. And I think not just myself, but the players, when we walk out, you know, you've got to be professional and try and get the job done, but at the same time, you know, life goes so quick and it just sort of flies by. So walking down, I think I just want to sort of look around and sort of take it all and think, wow, you know, I'm captain of the inaugural Reyes Cup, so it's going to be a special moment.
It's a very opportune time to hold this event in honor of Efren, because he is an idol of all billiard-loving fans. And thank you to Matchroom for conceiving this. Efren is now retired completely, but he's still playing in some invitational events, mostly on invitation, just like what happened in Hanoi on the invitation of Matchroom. But now he's not competing anymore with the younger guys because he's 70 years old, and it's just proper and appropriate that he is honored, not in our country, but because of the international promoter of events, Matchroom. There is no other fitting honor that we can give to such a guy who has really uplifted the sports to where it is today, thanks to the original showing of Matchroom when the World Championship was launched and shown on international TV, which Efren won. That really started his career. Thank you.
Thank you, Sir Puch. Yes, Philip.
Good afternoon. My question is for Emily. Do you plan to do this Reyes Cup? Is it an annual thing, and do you plan to expand this, pitting Asians against people from the United States? Thank you.
I think obviously any event that we launch, we're committed, we're invested. Obviously the World 9-Ball Tour has grown significantly in the last 2 to 3 years, where we were only doing 3 events a year. We're now a fully grown tour. We actually haven't done an event here in the Philippines since 2012, I believe, for the World Cup. Now we're back in the Philippines every year for the Reyes Cup. If that evolves into USA taking on Asia, then great. We look forward to that. At the moment, it's Europe versus Asia. It's going to be a super successful event. I know when we reach the conclusion in October, we'll already be saying, right, what's the plans next year? So for us, it's all about adapting and changing as to what the market wants and needs, which is more 9-ball pool here. We're already exploring new events that we can bring here to the Philippines just due to the response that we've had by launching the Reyes Cup. So now after how many years of coming here in the Philippines and having a tournament here, to now look at potentially, well, definitely having a tournament every year, to now looking at expanding that and to having more is incredible for the opportunity of the younger talent here in Manila and in the Philippines. So that it's year 1. The event's going to be incredible. I'm excited to see how it plays out. I've got no idea what is going to happen, what the final score is going to be. You've got Europe versus Asia, race to 11 points. I don't know who's going to win, but we're all going to be on the edges of our seat watching these 2 captains, fight it out. Maybe there might be a little exhibition head-to-head game with them too, which I know that Sir Butch definitely wants to see. But it's just year 1, and we're ready and we're excited to bring more tournaments here. That's the goal, that's the ambition. The World 9-Ball Tour is growing. Currently, similar to the Moscone Cup, what we do is the World 9-Ball Tour is a qualification process. So the top 3 players in Asia on the World 9-Ball Tour rankings qualify. Those 3 players have already qualified following our last event at the US Open. then the top 3 players from Team Europe qualify as well. So then there's now 2 wildcards to pick. That's down to these 2 captains because, you know, they want to win at the end of the day. And I know Sir Efren's going to want to win, but I've also seen Carl. He is very, very competitive. And he is going to want to see Team Europe to win. So it's down to these captains. It's a race to 5 format. So some players are going to be different because there's a big stadium there. The Team Europe players are a lot more experienced in that kind of one table, big arena setup. But I wouldn't doubt Team Asia because they're in home ground. You know, Johan Chua he's in his home country. So we've got no idea how these players are going to adapt and participate out there. But it's down to these guys at the end of the day as to who picks those final 2 wildcards.
Itong tournament nito, matagal ko nang hinihintay ito. Itong Reyes Cup na to. Dahil nung magkaroon ng Moscone Cup, ang dami magagaling ngayon, mas magaling ngayon yung mga Team Europe. Pero ang tingin ko, may panalo ang Team Asia. Kaya lang nangyari ngayon, hindi ako pwede ngayon dahil matanda na ako ngayon. Pero kung yan dati pa, pwede pa. Kaya pumili kami ng mga magagaling natin dito sa Asia, kung saan dito, merong Singapore, merong Taipei, merong Philippines. Kaya pwede may panalo.
Well, loosely translated. Sorry.
Team captain ako, tutulungan ko naman sila eh. Tsaka maglalaro din ako, makakalabang ko itong nasa kaliwa ko, tinalo na ako nito eh. Noong huling tournament namin ito, tinalo ko eh.
Loosely translated, Mr. Efren Reyes said that he's been waiting for this for so long. Ever since the founding of the Moscone Cup, he's been waiting for a tournament like this, and it's an honor for it to be named after him. He said that Team Europe will have the advantage because of their experience, but Team Asia, with athletes from Singapore and Chinese Taipei and the Philippines, can give them a good matchup. And he's also looking forward to a possible exhibition matchup against Mr. Carl Boyce, if that's possible at all.
I think for now, obviously the plan is to always expand and go where is good for the event. So for now, we plan to stay here in Manila in Philippines. If there is any time where Asia may take on Team USA, then maybe we expand to that with the Reyes Cup. But again, we don't do anything unless we speak obviously with our partners that are on board. And if it works for the event, then we'll expand and we'll push into another direction with it. The Moscone Cup works beautifully with the home and away advantage, and moving between the UK and America for that event has grown significantly. We'll stay here, but there's, we never say never with any opportunities, and if we can grow the event like that, then wonderful news, and it's going to just turn it into a huge, huge sporting event.
Thank you so much.
I'll answer in Tagalog for our
Sige po.
local audience. During the time, yung sinabi mo, nandun si Efren, si Amang Parika, magagaling sila. Frankly, hindi pa masyadong magaling yung mga kalaban nila. Except for a few. Sila Johnny Archer, si Erling, magaling din. Sa Europe, sila Ralph Sokay. Pero ngayon, iba. Masyadong magaling itong mga bata. Ang isang champion ngayon, si Fedor Gorz. He won all events. US Open, World Championship. He's winning everything. He's only 21, 22. Sila Efren, nung gumaling sila, mga nasa 27, 30s na sila. At isa pang magaling na magaling, si Joshua Filler, na pinanalo na lahat ng event na nandyan. At nandyan pa. He's about 23, 24. The difference now than before, there were only about 20 good players at that time, including sila Efren and the others from Europe and the US. Now, ang dami. There are so many sa Europe kung saan dumadating na lang, hindi natin alam. at mga bata pa sila lahat. So medyo mahirap ang competition ngayon kaysa nung araw.
Noong araw, nung pinapili ko ng mga team, pinili ko mga magagaling natin mga player. Pinili din nila yung magagaling nilang player ng US, pero hindi manalo sa amin eh. Nagkaroon nga ng ano yun eh, ng elimination. Pagka kung sinong maganda, kung individual o team, para ilagay sa Olympic. Eh kaso mula 1991, kami nanalo hanggang 1995, kaya umayaw sila. Pero ngayon, ang labanan ngayon, maraming magagaling ngayon, lalong-lalo na sa Europe. Ang mga kabataan sa Europe ngayon ang magagaling ngayon. Marami sumisibol. Marami din magagaling dito sa atin ngayon. Kaya lang, hindi pa sila nakikilala dahil mga bata pa, hindi pa sila na-expose. Yung mga na-expose dito, yung mga naglalaro lang ng mga tournament, kamukha nila Carlo Biado, sila Joshua Chua. Yan, kaya yan ang napili natin yan na magagaling. Pero palagay ko, itong labanan ito, mahirapan tayo. Pero may panalo din dahil shooter din.
I think I'm confident that the Reyes Cup will inspire many of our young players to strive and be better and be competitive. There are so many competitions hosted by Matchroom almost every month, and they cannot say anymore that they don't have the exposure. They can join all the events. It's open, Miss Emily. It's open. Next week, there will be a Vietnam event. All those young players can join. So it's easier for them to be good if they're really good. If they concentrate and they practice, they cannot no longer say that they have no exposure. Nandiyan na, palaging meron. Yun ang kuha natin. Thank you.
First of all, on behalf of Signal TV, we're really excited and honored to be selected as the official host broadcaster of this event. So excited that we actually have a broadcast plan ready as early as now, right? So we're going to be utilizing multi-platform just as we do with all our sports that we carry. So for the free-to-air audience, it will be broadcast on One Sports. For our pay TV audience, it will be on One Sports Plus. And then, of course, for those digital natives, we have it on Filipinos Live, our OTT app. So all 4 days, you have the option to choose from across multiple platforms to view this exciting event.
Yeah, obviously very excited, to be back in the Philippines. As Emily said, the last time the World 9-Ball Tour was in the Philippines was 2012, and I actually played in that event. Didn't do too good, so I'm hoping this year is going to be a little bit better. But it's important for the WNT to be in the Philippines because obviously, when you've got a legend like Sir Efren Reyes, who's so famous in his country. I remember coming in 2007 and some of the pool players were saying, Efren's, really famous in the Philippines. And I was like, nah, he's not. No pool players are famous anywhere. I didn't believe it. And when I arrived, I was asking the taxi driver, the person behind the bar, the waitresses, and everybody knew who Bata Reyes was, and they still do. So, obviously to be here and, ready for the inaugural Reyes Cup is very exciting. I'm very proud to walk the 5 guys down the stairs, and obviously, they will be excited to get the queue together and battle it out, and they know they've got a tough match. So, yeah, I just can't wait.
Alright, thank you po.
And then, nagulat din ako, nanalo din siya. Ang dami rin niya magagaling na kalaban ng mga babae. Kaya lang ito si Robelin, masyado masipag mag-ensayo. Laging doon sa training center namin. Pag pumupunta ako doon, lagi ko nakikita doon, nag-iensayo. Kaya ngayon, ito, naglaro siya, medyo bumalik na naman ang dati niyang tira, yung sipag niya.
Yeah, without, Efren Reyes, pool wouldn't be where it is today. There's no doubt about it. He's the GOAT of our sport. All the top players say it, it doesn't matter whether you're Filipino, American or European. Everybody knows how good Efren, played the game. And he still does. And his good friend, Bustamante, still plays good. I was with him last night in the pool room and had him a few racks. He whooped my ass as well. But, obviously, he's a legend. And like I said, I've played Efren a few times. And we played at the World Championships a few years ago, and he played the sickest kick save on me I've ever seen. It's all over YouTube. He's probably forgot it because he's done that many, but just the way he plays the game, and sort of the Filipinos. I'm from England, and you get brought up to have sort of a compact and cue action, stay very still. But when you see all the Filipinos play, all the top players play so different. They've all got this flair, and they're very flamboyant, and they make the game look very good.
The great thing is about the World 9-Ball Tour is everything is open. So any of our tournaments, the Hanoi Open, a lot of our other tournaments across the world, anyone can participate. And I love it. And I try not to be biased, but I'm not going to pretend to be biased. When I see the women compete in our events, my heart just expands. I get the back of the hairs on the back of my neck stand up, and I'm rooting for them 100% of the time. It doesn't matter who they play. I would love to see Ruben come and participate in our Hanoi Open. If she wants to play, the invite is 100% there, so please get in touch. So now that the tour is open and these events are open, a good few years ago there were always men's and women's events, and they were different. However, the beautiful thing about 9-Ball Pool is that everyone can participate together and there's opportunities. We have players as young as 16 participating in our main events. We also have junior events along the side. A lot of those junior events, there is a lot more women and girls that play in the junior events, which is so brilliant to see, because it means that the next generation coming through, there are more female players coming in. But to know that we have female athletes competing on our World 9-Ball Tour, to see them grow the rankings, to see them play against the guys and get a win against them, I love that. So you can never say never to opportunities like a Reyes Cup to have one of the female players participate in that event, because if they're playing on the World 9-Ball Tour and playing in the open events, then why can't they participate in the Invitational? So, I'd love to open that door for Ruben to come and play in the Hanoi Open, to come in and play as an Invitational. So I think it'd be brilliant. And I'd just like to say here as well that, Miguel and his team from Signal TV, since coming here yesterday, we've had some really great productive meetings for the broadcast for this event. And just hearing Miguel say all of the different platforms that are available to watch the Reyes Cup, just like the opportunity for players to participate, it's available free to air. It's available for everyone who's phone crazy and can watch it on the phone. To see that wide variety of how to watch this event here in the Philippines is just phenomenal. And I just think it's brilliant, Signal TV, to be on board for this event, obviously alongside Sky Sports. So there's so many opportunities for the World 9-Ball Tour and 9-Ball, and it's brilliant. And it's just the start. Just think where we're going to be in a couple of years' time.
Kung ako lang ang tatanungin, pipiliin ko talaga yung mga magagaling. Hindi naman ako pipili ng mga, alam ko sino, dapat si Dennis ang pipiliin ko, kaya lang, hindi masyadong naglalaro ngayon, at wala siya ngayon. Marami pang pagpipilian, kila Liban Cortez, o sino pa yung mga iba, pata si Carlo, tsaka yun na lang mapipili ko yung dalawa.
Carl? Yeah.
Yeah, I think obviously, Europe have been very fortunate that, we've had the Mosconi Cup for 30 odd years, and, obviously we've had players who have won MVPs and played in a lot, so I'm going to be looking, for someone who's got experience, someone who's done well in the Mosconi Cup, because, experience is everything, and also players that are good in the team room, that I sort of get on with, the other team members get on with, not very selfish, just good to be around.
Thank you, Emily. How about a warm round of applause, please, for our VIPs. Everyone working hard to make sure that we have a successful inauguration of the Reyes Cup. Let's stand up for photos now for our photographers. Please come up front so you can take photos of our VIPs. that this event gets to where it's supposed to be, right here at the heart of the Philippines, accessible to each and every Filipino. In a month's time, it's going to be Team Europe versus Team Asia in the inaugural battle for the Reyes Cup. Catch the action on One Sports, One Sports Plus, or you may also download and log on to Pilipinas Live to see the matchups as they unfold in real time. Again, I'm your host, Carlo Pamintuan. See you next time, and definitely see you on October for your inaugural Reyes Cup.